The Houghton Weavers have been entertaining folk for 47 years with their unique blend of popular folk music, humour and audience participation. And they've started their annual Autumn and Winter UK tour. The Northwest's leading comedy and folk group will visit towns and cities such as Colwyn Bay, Morecambe, Darwin, Preston, Lytham St Anne's, Blackpool and Buxton. To coincide with their UK tour, they've released their brand new single Wild Mountain Time earlier this month, taken from their new album New World in the Morning. And bassist, guitarist, keyboardist, acoustic guitarist, piano accordionist and vocalist of the band, Steve Millington, is on the phone here. Good afternoon, Steve.
Good afternoon, Toby. That's a wonderful build-up for me. Thank you. Probably don't deserve it, but thank you.
Well, how does performing all those instruments work on a live show? I'm assuming you don't play all of them.
Well, it's mainly in the studio, to be honest. Predominantly, I'm a keyboard player, really, Toby, and piano, and I play bass, and the odd pick the accordion up now and again, and a little bit of ukulele now and again. But but mainly in the studio, we kind of we're all hands on, really. We all pick up instruments and do a little bit.
So when you're live, does somebody else play all the other instruments? Like maybe do you have a kind of backing band, or is it stripped down a bit?
Only when we're with a brass band, actually.
Ooh.
We very often we sometimes go out with a brass band. On this tour, we're at Middleton in December, and we're also at a place called Victoria Hall Grange with the Flukeborough Band, and that's a wonderful, wonderful night. It's kind of like the Houghton Weavers with a big brass band, and they have arrangements that we've had done for. So they play some Weaver songs, and we have some great fun with the band, and we've done that for many years actually. And that's a great evening. But we will have guest musicians. We do use guest musicians now and again, and one being Ken Nicol of Steel Eye Span. He's done a little bit with us, and a guy called Pete Frampton, who's a great guitarist, and various musicians like Desi Donnelly, who's a wonderful, wonderful fiddle player, a famous fiddle player. And so now and again we do book musicians, but on the whole it's just us three, really. It's a very simple sound, really, Toby, and the keyboards fill quite a bit as well. So it's quite a simple but full sound, if you know what I mean. It's and 3-part harmonies as well.
It must have been so wonderful to enjoy so much popularity over the years, because the Houghton Weavers have been around for 47 years, which is quite a long time for a band to survive.
It is, actually, and we're blessed with the most loyal fans any band or any act could get. We're absolutely blessed. Some people come to nearly every single concert, and it's wonderful. It's without the fans, we wouldn't be in existence, really. Yeah. But yes, we've been going for all those years. I've not been with them. I've probably been with them for about 28. Yeah. I only depped in for one Christmas tour, and I've never been away since. Yeah. So it's been wonderful. Best years of my life, really. It's been fantastic.
What's made you want to stay in the band? Is it just as simple as it's fun?
Simplicity, fun. How can I say? Very little. It's a very easy band to play with. We don't. Yeah. We don't watch each other for making mistakes. If we make a mistake, it's this. We laugh it off, really. Yeah. And we might sing a chorus wrong or a verse wrong, but it's just a very easygoing kind of evening, and very simple. So some bands I've played with when I was a teenager or into my 20s. If you played the wrong chord or you played the wrong bass note, or you get 5 people turning around looking at you, and it was with the Weavers, they look at you, but they turn around and look at you, but laugh at you. So it's not too bad. It's a great atmosphere, and we all get on. I'm not saying it's like a marriage, really, isn't it? 47 years,
longer than many.
Well, yes, indeed. But we all get on still to this day. We've just been away for the weekend in Buxton with all the Weaver fans for a Weaver weekend away. And that was fantastic with the great Bernard Wrigley and Buzz Hawkins. He had his radio program with the Bradshaws, and we've kind of like, it's just a very, very relaxed kind of concert. And our strapline, Toby, is keep folks smiling.
Yeah.
And that's all we can do, really.
And it's never been more true. And that is so true, I guess, about the kind of laughing it off if you make a mistake, because you are billed, if you like, as a folk comedy group. Was the comedy thing the original intention, or did it happen accidentally?
Originally in the band, we had a guy called Norman Prince, who's a very, very funny man, actually. And he still, to this day, he still does the odd gig himself. But he left about 25 years ago. But I think it derived from Norman, really. Yeah. He went on to doing more on radio, and he was working for Radio Manchester at the time. And but it kind of, people expect a little bit of comedy, and it can be. We're more interactive comedy, we kind of, and sometimes it develops on the night. Something might be funny, and it's kind of like, as opposed to we do tell jokes, and we've got Jim's particularly tells quite a few, lots of gags and lots of jokes. And David, but it derives from just having a good laugh, and we don't take ourselves too serious. I remember joining the band when I was a jobbing session musician many years ago, about 28 years ago, and the first thing they got me to do on the Christmas tour, I had to control Sooty, and they were just, I had Sooty on my arm while Norman had Sweep, and Tony had someone, and I thought, I don't know if I like this. It's kind of I've never known this in a band before, but it was my baptism. I soon had to join in all the comedy with them, so it was great, and we just have fun, really.
Yeah. What's going to be happening on this particular tour? Obviously, you're going to sing and play, but is there anything special about this one in particular? And also, is this your first one since lockdown and stuff, or have you managed to do a few over the last 2 years?
We have done a few. It's different for lots of reasons, because we've got the album out, as you kindly said before, and on the album there's some new songs. So we'll be playing new songs off the album, and probably 4 or 5 of those are actually funny songs. And so they'll be going in the mainly written by Jim Berry, and there's one written by David Littler, and they'll be going in the show. But the most poignant thing about this is that it's the first album since our dear Tony Berry passed away in 2019, and we wanted to do him proud and do it because he wanted us to continue, and that's exactly what we're doing. And we thought, well, we've kind of dedicated the album to him, and all the shows we always, we always mention him. He's always with us, and it's kind of very poignant, really. That and of course, lockdown really hit us quite badly because we couldn't play for 2 years, and as it did with lots and lots of acts, it's been a terrible time, and for theatres, including the West End, of course, and it's been very difficult, really, Toby. But I think things are, on a positive note, I think things are getting back to normal a little bit, and next year's looking good for us. So I thought, that's all we can do, really. We're just going to keep pushing and keep driving forward.
Now, of course, the album you've dedicated to Tony Berry, but the new single as well, Wild Mountain Time, has actually been dedicated to the Queen in some way, right?
Yes, indeed. In my other kind of, the other half of me, I've done lots of TV music over the years, and film music. I'm a composer. So what happened was I was doing the score for a film called Between Weathers, which was set in the Shetlands, and a great producer called Jim Brown, who's from Aberdeen. And he actually said, I need a great song for a scene that the ferry's leaving and the couple are split. This lady's got to go to the mainland to the UK, and the boat will be leaving, and of course Wild Mountain Time will play, and that's what it was for. But of course, with lockdown, everything's been delayed, and we had this single ready. And of course, with the sad passing of the Queen, we were looking at lots of footage of the beautiful Highlands with heather, and we thought, gosh, this is absolutely a perfect backdrop for what we were seeing, really, and that's what we decided to do. And out of great respect for her, and it's getting. I'm glad to say people are liking it. So it's a nice, and it features a lovely guitarist called Ken Nicol from Steel Eye Span. He does a solo in the middle of it as well, which is a beautiful guitar solo. And we're very proud of it, really, and it's on the album, of course, as well.
Yeah, looking at a few dates for the tour here: Ellesmere Port tonight, and then on to Millom, Preston, Lytham St Anne's, Grange over Sands, Southport, Knutsford, Leicester at Elmsthorpe Village Hall, Darwin, Settle, Stockport, Blackpool, Wirral at Port Sunlight, Ballock, Warrington, Buxton, Morecambe, Bolton, Middleton, and then Chorley, and finishing in Ulverston on Friday the 30th of December.
That's exactly right. And there may be, any changes will be on our website, haltonweavers.com. So that any updates or. But yes, thank you very much for listing those. It's Toby. That's pretty much the tour.
Yeah. Is there anywhere on that list that you're particularly excited about playing?
Bolton's always like coming home.
Yeah.
We love Bolton because obviously the band is from Bolton, and Blackpool. We've got another weekend at Blackpool at the Imperial. But also we've also got one at the Lowther Pavilion as well on the 11th of November. Now that's a beautiful theatre, and again, all these theatres are fantastic, and there's an awful lot of work and dedication that goes into running the kind of theatres that you've just listed, and they're kind of organised by people that some are amateur, and it's a really it's a hard thing to do, I think, and I admire how they keep going and have two difficult times as well.
Yeah,
but they're all great. They're all great venues, and but. Warrington's a good atmosphere as well, and we also link into the hospital radio for Warrington.
Oh, that's nice.
So we do a live concert for them as well, for Warrington Hospital, and that seems to work well. We've done that for about 20 years, and we have a few laughs with them. We hope we do anyway.
Yeah. And what else is coming up for the band after this tour and album?
Well, it's pretty much the same. We're going to be recording another album next year, and we'll be starting our roster of gigs. We'll, from the Isle of Man down to, there's even talk of us doing some Cornwall and going quite, we're going to spread our wings a little bit next year. I think that's going to be the emphasis, and also a bit of an exclusive. You've probably heard of the Lancashire Hot Pot. They're like a band very similar to us. We might be doing a few gigs with the Lancashire Hot Pots as well. So there's quite a few nice things to look forward to, but mainly studio and concerts. As we do every year, but we can't wait, really.
Well, the latest single is called Wild Mountain Time, and the overall album is called New World in the Morning. And of course, the tickets for all the dates that we went through are available from the venues themselves, presumably. And is there any maybe central source to get them?
Mainly the venues, but you can put all the info up on our website, Toby, and it'll direct you to all the ticket office. They've got all the numbers there. So yes, it'll be all the information is on there, and they can download the single if they like it as well.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great to talk to you.
And you as well, Toby. Thank you so much, and it's been lovely to talk to you. And good luck and best wishes to all your listeners as well.